So if I like this movie, I'm a fanboy. But if I hate this movie, that means I'm a sexist. It's really a lose-lose situation. Hello, my name is Colin. I am the Classic Fanboy, and here I am coming at you with another review. It's time reviewing the new Marvel movie, Captain Marvel. I was highly anticipating Captain Marvel, even leading up to it. I heard about some of the controversy with the feminism and stuff like that. I don't really care for any of that type of stuff, but Carol Danvers, she's one of my favorite characters in the comics. I love Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel. I know you got Shazam also coming out this year, so it's kind of complicated with the box office numbers there, but no, I am a huge fan of Brie Larson as an actress. I think she gives an incredible performance in Room. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I'm a big Samuel L. Jackson fan. And he was really good in this movie, but overall, when it comes down to it, I didn't like this movie. Does that mean I think it's a completely bad movie? No. Does that mean I don't respect the opinions of others who would enjoy it? No. Does that mean that I personally think this is one of the weaker Marvel movies? Yes. Do I think this movie is a disappointment? Yes. Do I think it could have been a little bit better? Hell yes. So yeah, again, huge fan of the character, which is why something I was really anticipating in this movie was seeing the Skrulls. I know I did a video on them a little while back. They're these crazy shapeshifters, and I don't think they were portrayed that well in the movie. They didn't seem cool to me. Actually came off kind of cheesy, so that didn't really work for me. I thought they were fine overall, and the Kree-Skrull War, that also wasn't portrayed very well. Like, they didn't, explore several things. The thing with this movie is the structure just feels so weird, because there's one moment in the movie where it's trying to be an origin story, but this movie really isn't. Like Wonder Woman, which I really loved. Not because of the feminism, because I thought it was a genuinely well-written, well-done movie. And I didn't think this movie was. So the origin aspects, they just kind of jump around in time. It's all through flashbacks, and it doesn't really work. The pacing felt off, and Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, she had some funny lines, but she didn't feel like Captain Marvel to me. Now, one thing the movie did do really well was, this movie takes place in the 90s, and I actually did think it did really well. Marvel always does continuity well, and the music in this movie is really, really good. Heard a lot of Kurt Cobain in there, Nirvana. I think I heard some Britney Spears. I don't really know when it takes place. She'd be pretty young when that was released. But, yeah, they tie in with 90 references. They have a blockbuster scene. You have a few, movie posters in the background, stuff like that. But I don't know. Phil Coulson's in this movie, which ties into the Avengers. He was a big character in there, and he was also in a little bit of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was there in the movie. He wasn't in it for a lot, which is weird, because the trailer showed him, and I don't know, the movie feels very generic. Like, this type of story we've seen before. Like, I feel like it ripped off Wonder Woman. It lacks originality, and it feels very generic, and I don't like using that word for a Marvel movie. I don't know where this fell in my ranking. I want to do one soon, but I used to think that Iron Man 2 was the weakest Marvel movie, but I actually do enjoy that movie somewhat. I think it has a few funny jokes. This movie does have some funny jokes in it, and they all come out of the mouth of the great man, Samuel L. Jackson. He was really good in this movie. He knew when he was doing this movie that it was completely dumb. He didn't take it seriously at all. His charisma was there. His line delivery was there. And, I'm not going to do a spoiler discussion or an Easter eggs video for this. So, let me give you my rating so then I can get to, I'm going to spoil some stuff. So yeah, how am I going to rate this? Probably on a scale of 0 to 4 stars, I'm going to give Captain Marvel 1.5 out of 4 stars. It pains me, guys. I'm a huge fan of the character. I really am. So now I'm just going to talk about the spoilers for a minute or two. there is a moment in this movie that is such utter bullshit. I hated it. Samuel Jackson, I remember when I saw the trailer for this movie, there's one scene where he's kind of obsessed with this little cat. And I thought sarcastically to myself, oh, that cat's probably going to claw out his eye. Well, guess what? It actually did. It was so lame, because I look at Nick Fury in the original Avengers, I'm like, how'd he get that eye injury? That'll be an interesting story to follow up with. So then 7 years later, I now see Captain Marvel, and it's so lame. I just hated it. And there's this other really cheesy part of the movie where, you know, it's a little, I think it was a post-credit scene. They just kind of cut into it. I guess they weren't that confident they could get people to stay through the credits. But, so then in this post-credit scene, he's basically typing up the Protector Initiative. I think that's what it was. And then Phil Coulson walks in, and he looks at a photo of Carol Danvers, and he sees on her little plane, it says Avenger, something like that. And then he puts in the Avenger Initiative. You hear the music, bum 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 bum, and then it cuts to black. And I hated that, because that's how the Avengers, it was so cheesy. It felt very forced, because I don't know, it just didn't feel right. Also, the new title sequence, Stan Lee, I thought that looked really good. Thank you, Stan. You did a great job with Marvel. I don't know, man. I don't think they portrayed Captain Marvel very well. So, I think they kind of failed you there, but hey, it is what it is. Marvel isn't going to always make a masterpiece like Infinity War. And I'm really excited for Endgame. You also have that post-credit scene where you see them assembling. They're looking for who Fury contacted. Then she shows up. It felt kind of predictable and a little cliche, but, you know, it happens. So yeah, guys, that was my review of Captain Marvel. Did you like this movie? Did you not? If you loved this movie, I'm completely fine with that. If you're a little girl and watched this movie, thought it was really cool to finally see a woman in power in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's great for you. I mean, I'm all about kind of getting some diversity out there in Marvel movies. I totally think that's awesome, guys. It's just, I don't know. You just, I don't judge these movies on the diversity or how groundbreaking they are. I judge it on the writing and the characters, and I just didn't really like parts of that movie in here. So yeah, I didn't like the movie, but let me know in the comments, what did you think of Captain Marvel? If you love this movie, tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I am wrong. I want to know why somebody would love this movie. So thank you all for watching. Please hit the link in the description to my Marvel playlist. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, subscribe to my channel, Colin Sanella. I am the Classic Fanboy. Thank you all for watching, and I will hasta la vista.